Journey, and welcome back to our video. I'm Kellz.
I'm Sophia.
We the Scariest
Squad Reaction Channel.
And it's Halloween, so it's Michael Myers today.
I'm Wednesday.
Check us out on TikTok, KNS React. I think we did some funny Michael Myers short skits. So.
And if you follow us on Instagram, you'll see the pictures.
Yeah, I had to take it off because
It's hot.
yes,
It's hot.
Nah, I'm that's an inmate. Hey guys, we're gonna get it. We're gonna react to what?
The top 20 scariest horror movies of all time.
Ooh, I can't wait to get into this.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of horror movies.
Me
so
too.
What I want to see how many I actually seen.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw mostly all of them, but
I feel like it too.
But I'm not. You never know. Might be a
You
lot.
never
You
know, right?
But we'll see.
All right, let's get into this video.
When you friends react to it, we're gonna see who the winner, who actually saw most of the horror film.
They probably me.
You never know.
Closer.
Hey everyone, I'm Rebecca and welcome to Watch Mojo. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 scariest horror movies.
I see
Here's
that.
Johnny.
He's shining.
Never,
That's one for me.
ever,
You saw
ever
that?
under
Yeah, I
any
saw that.
circumstances say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back.
Wait, I saw that one. Yeah, the Good Night Mom.
You saw it again?
This list,
We saw it
we'll be
together.
focusing on more traditional, darker examples of the genre. Which horror movie scares you the most? Be sure to sound off in the comments below. Alright, let's get spooked. Number 20, Sinister.
Love
Before
that.
helming Doctor Strange, director Scott Derrickson's experience with the supernatural skewed in favor of the spooky stuff. And the crowning achievement of his horror filmography is without a doubt Sinister.
Bagul, the eater of children.
Did you say eater?
Yes, of children.
The story
Of
centers on a
children.
true crime writer played by Ethan Hawke, who moves his family into a home that once played
see that
host to
one?
a series of grisly
I think I saw it
murders.
was a long
His
time
hope
ago.
is that
I mean,
this
I've heard of
mysterious
it.
crime can
Yeah, I
serve
saw
as
that.
the basis of his next book.
He was a
If
writer.
the image
Yeah.
was destroyed, then the gateway would be closed and Bagul would no longer have access
That was
to
a
this
good
world,
movie.
right?
Mr. Oswald, what kind of book are you writing exactly?
The film
This is like more of like a newer movie though.
Well, 2012, yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
Is it?
that's when I saw it. Yeah.
Is it of all time? It didn't say what decade.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
that, but I'm just saying it's
Oh, yeah, newer movie. That's
Yeah.
2012.
Yeah, 2020 right now, but pretty
is
cool,
not
yeah.
afraid to embrace haunted house
Yeah, I
cliches.
saw that, though.
But Derrickson's mastery over them
That's
is
one for
such
both
that
of us.
even when you can see a scare coming, it never fails to hit the mark. Employing elements of found footage to excellent effect, Sinister will make you steer clear of the attic.
I made a mistake. We should have never come
I used to love that movie.
Number 19, Paranormal Activity.
Oh, God.
I saw that. You saw that?
Yeah, we all seen
Two
that.
for both of us.
You should call it just the mask of the shadowy just figure that would be at the foot of my bed.
Told using video camera footage, this supernatural horror combined everything that made the Blair Witch Project and the Amityville horror classics of the genre. The specter doing the haunting is a demon that feeds off of negative energy and has latched itself onto Katie.
It seems to me that that's what we're dealing with, something that's basically connected to you.
In Paranormal Activity, we get to see the psychological damage that prolonged exposure to pure evil wreaks on an ordinary couple. The found footage style makes it feel believable, while also incorporating numerous jump scares. But it's the moments of quiet and static that allow the sudden action to scare us to our bones. Number 18,
Yo.
The Witch.
Paranormal Activity is one movie that did scare me because when I went to the movies to go see it, it was a good movie. When I went to the movies to go see it, but like it was more like they was blogging. The whole movie's like a blog, like you know, like it give you that blogging figure. So I thought it was like a real story of a couple in their house blogging, and they had this real activity. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Then my friend was like, "Nah, it's a movie. It's supposed to make it seem like it's real." But that movie really freaked me out when I went home. Like,
Yeah.
but more of part 2 freaked me out a little bit more than part 2.
Yeah, part 2
1,
was way
but,
scarier than part 1.
When I went home that night after seeing it, I saw it at midnight. 'Cause it came out at midnight over here. So it was the movie there was packed. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
That's 2 for both of us, right? 'Cause you saw that, right?
For anyone who feels tired of the same old horror movie tropes, The Witch is a welcome change.
It was a witch. No. It was a witch, Mercy. You speak her right.
Who was it?
It was a liar.
The feature film debut of writer-director Robert Eggers,
Right.
this period
Seen this
piece
one?
is a
No.
reminder that there are a lot of different ways to
I
scare
heard
an
this movie's
audience.
pretty good, though.
Mother and father will find out. What? That you are a witch.
Set in the 17th century, The
I
Witch
haven't seen
follows
this
a
one.
Puritan family trying to scrape out a living on their New England farm. When the youngest child, Samuel, suddenly disappears near the woods, however, the fervently religious family is torn apart by suspicion, bad luck, and, it would seem, supernatural influence.
Oh, my grandmother has a movie.
What does this to me? What does this?
You'll find few jump scares in The Witch. The film takes a slow burn approach that instead gets under your skin using atmosphere, paranoia, and an unrelenting sense of dread.
Wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
Yes.
Number 17,
I gotta check that out.
The Blair Witch
Well, I
Project.
saw that.
You saw it? Is it good?
The Blair Witch Project?
I kept falling asleep.
Yeah, I saw it.
I want to really avoid any cheese.
That's
One of the
three for
most
you, baby.
successful
Two
indie
for
flicks
you.
ever, the Blair Witch Project's marketing campaign made it the most talked about movie in the US. The fact that the teasers and trailer whet audience appetites while giving away virtually nothing about the plot made the found footage flick's twists and turns all the more shocking. Its unknown stars allowed us to empathize completely, which made those surprises even more terrifying. To cap it all off, the simple yet horrifying closing seconds ensured that this film was one of the scariest of all
It
time.
do spook you out, like it's like almost like paranoid activity, make it seem real.
Number 16, The Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, yeah, I saw
This movie is one of only a handful of horror films to ever make a serious impact at the Academy Awards. Its handling of themes such as gender identity have made it the subject of much retrospective criticism. But it's not Buffalo Bill's motivations that make this film so terrifying.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
At its heart, The Silence of the Lambs is a story about the abduction and murder of female victims. Crimes that feel all too real
I haven't
and
seen this one.
terrifying.
Now he places the lotion in the basket.
You saw it?
Yeah, my mom watched it.
So we tied.
Jodie Foster's performance as FBI trainee Clarice Starling was career-defining. And who can ever forget the way Anthony Hopkins
Big that
inhabited the
nose
role
up.
of Dr. Hannibal Lecter? He manages to make the former psychologist and cannibal charming, magnetic, manipulative,
Yes.
and ultimately one of the scariest characters in cinema.
I do wish we could chat longer, but
Visit usafacts.org to know the facts and change the story.
I'm having an old friend for dinner.
Number 15, 28 Days Later.
Mm-hmm.
One of the films that helped kick off the zombie wave of the 2000s,
Yeah, that was a real good
28
one.
Days Later still holds up. Though
You get
many
out the
people have
hospital,
had their
you don't
fill
know
of
what's
these
going
brain-eating
on.
monsters, 28 Days Later stands apart from the pack. These zombies are cut from a different cloth.
I didn't see that movie in a long time.
The film centers on a young man who awakens from a coma to find that Great Britain has collapsed in the face of a highly contagious
That's
viral
crazy.
outbreak. And you do not need to get bitten to contract it. The infected in this film feel like creatures of limitless energy, rabid and animalistic in the way they attack. Filmmaker Danny Boyle makes good use of confined spaces, chaotic camera work, and the human capacity for evil to anxiety-inducing effect.
What do 9 men do except wait to die themselves? I moved us from the blockade, I set the radio broadcasting, and I promised them women.
Number 14, Insidious.
Yeah.
Written by Lee Winnell and directed by James Wan, the same team behind the Saw franchise, Insidious is in many ways your classic haunted house story.
Insidious is great.
It doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it's a very, very solid reminder that tried and true scare tactics still work wonders when
do scare
properly
your ass.
executed.
A lot of jump scare.
After moving into a new home, the Lambert family soon finds themselves plagued by supernatural forces. Dalton, the eldest son, who fell into a coma after going into the attic, seems to be at the center of the activity. What makes Insidious so scary is its relentlessness.
That's another one I need to watch. I ain't seen it in a long time.
Oh, yes, it is.
The scares are fast and
Don't even
frequent.
just forget about it.
Rather than giving audiences
good,
a
though.
genuine break, the filmmakers use mounting dread and discomfort as the movie's baseline tone. Number 13, Rosemary's Baby. Rosemary and her husband Guy have moved into a new home and are trying to conceive a baby. But that is where the resemblance to a typical story ends.
We have to make a baby.
Oh, well, we'll
You
do
saw
it.
this one?
The unfortunate Rosemary soon finds herself the
I think I
focus of
probably did. I gotta
occultists
see one.
and their
mom saw
malevolent
this
plans
one.
for
I
her
had
child
seen
to be. The idea of a demonic child growing inside you is blood-curdling enough. But the sense of helplessness is ramped up when Rosemary seeks aid, only to have her fears dismissed as paranoia and delusion.
Because if you say anything more about witches or witchcraft, we'll be forced to take you to a mental hospital.
A memorable performance from Mia Farrow puts the audience right in her shoes. You will never look at your neighbors the same way again after this film.
What have you done to it? What have you done to its eyes?
Number 12.
I think I
The
might saw it,
Conjuring.
but I'm not
We
100%
don't know
sure.
what's going on or what to do.
I know we both saw that.
Help us.
Yes, we can.
While both Insidious and Saw are remarkable films, most would agree that filmmaker James Wan's greatest contribution to horror is The Conjuring.
That movie's
Yeah.
it's real good. The jump
The
scare.
film centers on paranormal
James Wan is a
investigators
great
Ed and
producer.
Lorraine Warren, who are hired by the Perron family when they begin experiencing strange and unexplainable events in their Rhode Island home.
That's everybody's
Set in
favorite
the
movie.
1970s
You know?
and inspired by the supposedly true story of the Amityville horror, the
I got
film
Michael
feels like a
Caine.
throwback to classic haunted films of decades past. The
That is a
scares
great
are
story, though.
solid from start to finish, but it's the performances of this impressive ensemble cast that make the film so effective.
That part got me. Like, they just clap like that.
You really care about these characters, and that makes every supernatural threat much more visceral.
She won't let her leave the house. What do you mean? If we take her out, the witch will kill her.
Number 11, The Thing. Just 4 years
Oh, that
after
movie
Halloween,
good.
John Carpenter made another classic, though no one knew it at the time.
I don't know what the hell's in there. It's weird and pissed off, whatever it is.
You never
The Thing
actually.
was poorly
Yeah,
received
there.
upon its release and barely broke even. Over the years, however, it's been subject to one of the most drastic critical reevaluations in the history of horror.
Oh,
The
man,
practical
I ain't seen
effects
this one.
used to bring the titular monster to
They
life
familiar,
stand up to
though.
this day,
You know how sometimes you
and
see a
still
movie a long
represent
time
some of the
ago.
most grotesque but inspired
Yeah, they
creature
all look
designs
familiar though.
ever
The
graced
head
the
turned to a
screen.
spider.
Gross
I saw
bodily
it before, it was a long
manipulation
time
was
ago.
simply too much for viewers back in the 1980s. But this uniquely terrifying vision would go on to influence a generation of horror filmmakers.
Oh, that shit was creepy.
Nasty.
Having a baby.
Number 10, The Ring.
The Ring.
Yeah, I saw the ring. Definitely saw that.
What would you do if your son had 7 days until he dies in horrendous fashion?
So you know when I'm going to die?
And what if your son's fate was inexorably tied to your fate? These are the questions that this remake of the 1998 Japanese film attempts to answer in the most unnerving way possible. Fueled by amazing sound design and a gripping score,
I ain't seen the
every
remake.
moment of The Ring will have you recoiling in terror.
You see it?
No need for
The
loads
remake.
of gore here. With just lots of disturbing visuals, the use of psychological horror, and a haunting vibe. It's no wonder the movie was both a critical and commercial
The
smash.
Ring used to creep me out.
Number
We got
9,
7 days.
The Texas
Yeah.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Hey, you see those buildings there?
Yeah.
That's
I
where
like
they
what
kill
I'm
them.
saying.
Gritty
I
and
hate like when the TV go off at night. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The TV go off at night and it had a
foreboding
static.
Yeah, the
in
Yeah.
every
static.
scene. This slasher flick revels in
Yo,
the
that
violence
movie,
and
this
gore that
movie
it throws at its
crazy.
audience.
This whole family
When a
hold
group
up.
of friends decides
What's
to pick
this
up a
one?
hitchhiker on their way to
The,
a family
um,
homestead,
Texas
they have
Chainsaw.
no
Oh,
way
yeah,
of
yeah.
knowing just how horrible their world is about to become. Here's the short version. Awaiting them with open arms and empty stomachs near their destination is a family of cannibals who use the bones of their victims to furnish their home.
Love it, man.
Among the most wantonly violent films ever made to this day, if this massacre doesn't chill you to your very core, we don't know what will.
Sally, I hear something. Stop! Stop!
He had to be in a
5G
wheelchair.
just got real. iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro are here on
old
Verizon
baby.
5G with the coverage of 5G nationwide and in more
The
and more
family's
cities.
so nice. They
Performance
walk
of
into
5G
the
Ultra
home,
Wi-Fi.
I do
Get
food.
iPhone
Like, it's so
12
nice.
on
They
us
really
when you
win.
switch.
And then they go
on
crazy.
Verizon.
You can't trust nice
Number 8, The Omen.
people.
Oh,
No.
this is night, Mr. Tom.
Oh, this is an old one, yo.
In this Richard Donner film, the suspected Antichrist is not in the womb or a crib, but comes in the form of a young and at times innocent-looking child, prepared to destroy anyone who stands in his way or displeases him. Damien is surrounded
Yeah,
by grief,
Damien.
misery, and death.
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
Fraught with violent visuals like decapitations and hangings, The Omen doesn't pull any punches as it delves into the life of the world's most evil little boy.
Damien! Damien! No, no, no!
Incredible suspense and excellent performances, notably from Gregory Peck, make this movie one of the best horror films of all time.
He bears a birthmark. A sequence of sixes. So says the Bible to all apostles of Satan.
Yeah, I think I saw
Number
it.
7, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
It was the worst nightmare I ever
I saw
had.
that.
I couldn't believe it. But
I
out of
saw
fact,
that.
I had a bad dream last night myself.
It's a simple fact of life. We all have to sleep. And try as we might, we are incapable of staying awake forever.
Please, God.
This is God.
That's why the idea that a horribly
Yeah.
disfigured man could literally kill you in your dreams is
I
such
know,
a
it
creepy
sucks.
prospect. After he was burned alive by parents whose children he'd killed, Freddy Krueger managed to stave off the hell he deserved.
Man, please. Help me, please. Save me from...
While later chapters in the franchise devolve into over-the-top...
Freddy is like one of the worst killers besides Michael. 'Cause
Yeah.
he kill you in your sleep. You can't sleep in peace. That's so annoying. Like, you love to go to sleep and you have a long day tired and then you can't sleep.
And he might make jokes and stuff.
And it's so crazy. Like, they be trying like to keep themselves up,
Yeah.
drinking hella coffee. It's crazy, man.
He never leave you alone.
Pop humor. The
He
first
played
film
with your
from
mind.
director Wes Craven is played so seriously that we suggest you do not watch it before bed.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you don't know if you up or not up.
Number 6, Hereditary.
I saw
In
that.
2018,
Yeah,
cinema
that
goers were introduced to a new master of horror.
I like that movie.
Filmmaker Ari Aster.
It's okay. It's okay.
An
Oh, is that
unrelentingly
right?
bleak and deeply disturbing film, Hereditary pushes the boundaries of the genre in ways that, quite frankly, we didn't know were possible.
It was alright. It was the
Immediately
ending.
drew comparisons
And, oh, yeah,
to
the
highly
ending was
influential
hella
pictures of
weird.
I
Rosemary's
guess they
Baby
want the
and
son of the
Exorcist.
king or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother with jump scares. It instead shocks with genuinely unexpected and deeply disturbing imagery, from which it refuses to turn away. The tension and overwhelming sense of dread are so pervasive that some viewers may not last long enough to see the mystery unraveled, further bolstered by stellar performances all around. Hereditary isn't just a scary movie, it will shake you to your core. Number 5, The Shining. If there's one horror
That
film
movie
that beats
scared
out
me
the
as a
Thing
kid.
in terms of critical reassessments,
That movie right
it's
there
this
scared
one.
me.
Directed by Stanley Kubrick, The Shining is undeniably unconventional.
Come play with us, Daddy.
It's a lonely, ambiguous, and thoroughly unsettling
crazy how the fire
experience
goes this
that,
way,
while arguably a tale of the
He finna do the
supernatural,
same.
is fundamentally
Yeah.
about one man's descent into madness.
Most terrible nightmare I ever had.
It's a significant departure from the source material written by Stephen King, but a study published in 2004 conducted by King's College London actually labeled it, quote, the perfect scary movie.
Give me that.
Give me that.
The Shining never fails to terrify, but the answer as to what exactly makes it so scary remains elusive. From set design to the imagery used, The Shining is artful in its approach to inducing fear.
Here's Johnny.
Number 4, Psycho. We know what you're thinking. How does this film crack the top 5 when,
Who's on it?
relative to the horror
I
movies
think I
released
got
in
it.
years since?
Sometimes I hear
so
them talk
tame?
more about it.
Oh, we have 12 vacancies. 12 cabins, 12 vacancies.
The thing is, while Psycho may start off slowly enough, the conclusion that it builds to is incredibly effective. Its ability to scare has been undermined by its own success. Many people already know the story.
Yeah, I seen this.
But show it to someone with no knowledge of the plot and their reaction will be genuine terror. And the initial lack of horror makes the sudden violence...
It's crazy with Psycho with the shower scene. 'Cause you know back in the day they couldn't really show blood and stuff.
Yeah.
So this director, he actually did it, but he had to redo it because they said that he had to redo the whole, like, he did a movie, he sung it in, but he had to redo that scene. Because, you know, at that time you couldn't show the blood and stuff like that. So he had to play, he still kind of did the blood, but he had to play around with it and make it sing a little different. So I remember in my film class, we saw that, and then, you know, he broke it down. Like, you know, at that time you couldn't show blood and stuff like that. But that shower scene with the thing, it's like, I think it's like one of the first video movies that probably showed a little bit of blood or something, but they had to change it around.
That's crazy, you could have showed blood back in the day.
Violence and
They
twisted
started
reveals
to violence.
more powerful. No one will argue against the fact that Psycho is one of the greatest horror films ever made, but it also remains one of the scariest.
So I'm knocking stuff out like
Number 3, Alien. Despite the science fiction elements of the story, there can be little debate that Alien is in fact also a horror film. Being stuck inside a claustrophobic environment you can't escape, with a mindless creature that only wants to kill you, is a creepy idea to be sure.
Yeah, it's creepy. I don't think I'll put it as number 3.
Heck, even just sitting down to enjoy a meal together in this movie becomes a complete nightmare. That chestburster scene is forever burned into all our memories. Ridley Scott's space adventure doesn't only grab you by the neck, but also never lets you go again. It inspired a worthy follow-up with Aliens, as well as a slew of lesser sequels and prequels. But the original remains the creepiest and most shocking.
She was my fave.
Yeah, no, right.
Like, she did everything.
More than ever. Get the capacity you need with Verizon Fios. The 100%.
Damn.
Oh, she's gonna do us like that, huh?
Number 2, Halloween.
That's me, baby.
John Carpenter's seminal slasher flick may not have invented the genre, but it provided a framework that would be replicated for decades to come. And yet, the 1978 film's ability to pack a punch has not been diluted in the slightest by the countless imitators that followed, including its own many subpar sequels.
Why you just be killing people is insane.
In making this film, Carpenter really found the perfect recipe. Michael Myers, armed with his now iconic mask and imposing physique, makes quite the impression. His commitment to silence adds an extra layer of tension, while Jamie Lee Curtis's breakout performance makes us feel extremely invested. Her fear becomes our fear. Musical cues can make
Library is one of my favorites.
And the score for Halloween consistently intensifies the scares. Scared yet? I know I am. And I've actually seen a surprising number of these, so I can confirm that number 1 is super scary.
Okay,
but
see
of course
number
you
1.
already knew that. So let's sneak our way through the honorable mentions, and then we'll name our top scariest horror movie. The Grudge, a chilling ghost story full of creepy kills.
Yo, it's bad to hear that voice at night.
As haunting as it is gory.
Allow me at least to kiss.
Yeah, Candyman's scary.
Loved it.
Just one.
He did such a great job.
Get Out. Horror as social critique.
That is how you scare me. Someone will try to take your body so they can be in it. That's
The
great.
Strangers. A home
I
invasion
love that
slasher
movie.
inspired by
That movie
real events.
That movie was so crazy.
The Descent. Claustrophobic, fresh,
Oh, yeah, they got
and
stuck in that
absolutely
cave, right?
terrifying.
Then she left her. Descent 2 was alright, but
Before we
Descent 1's the
continue,
best.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel and
gotta
ring
say
the
the
bell to
number
get
1.
notified about
I
our
know.
latest
I was
videos.
there.
You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, The Exorcist.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Guys there.
That's number 1.
Yeah.
Demonic children get us every time. The Exorcist introduces us to Reagan, a friendly 12-year-old girl who becomes possessed by a demon after playing with a Ouija board.
Captain Howdy.
Why would you
You
give it to
think
her?
my mom's pretty?
A terrific and refreshing
That's
concept
crazy. I
for a
never knew
horror
how she
film
got,
was taken to
got
the next
possessed.
level by William Peter Blatty's exceptional screenplay and the amazing direction of William Friedkin. unflinching and
me out
truly
as a
scary.
child.
She
This
did a
is
great
what we'll
job as a
always
child.
imagine an actual possession would actually look like. It forces us to picture how helpless we'd feel if ever this happened to a loved one. Add to that horrifying moments like when Pazuzu tells Father Damien Karras about his mother's fate in hell. This is as scary gets, and undoubtedly a horror classic.
With the Father and the Holy Spirit. Damien!
Amen.
The thing about The Exorcist is that it's scary on so many different
It
levels,
is. It's
even
very
real
scary.
life. Like they said, the set was cursed. So, which horror movie scares you the most? Be sure to let us know which one and why in the comments. Or
Yo, I'm glad Exorcist is number one. 'Cause I believe that is number one. 'Cause it was scary. I could never watch Exorcist at night. I don't even watch it in the daytime. Like I can't watch it at night. That movie scared the Jesus out of me when I was a kid, and it still scared me. I still can't watch it at night. The only movie that wasn't up here, I think Polka Dot should have been up there.
Oh,
when the little girl
yeah.
went into the TV.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. I think that should have been up there more than Alien.
Yeah, more than the Alien.
Alien is like an action movie.
A thriller, yeah.
More like a thriller. But I get what she's saying. Like, you get stuck somewhere with that, you will be scared shitless out your mind. Yeah, you will. Alien try to kill you.
Someone said, please don't throw the hate at them. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh, this wasn't up there either.
Oh, yeah. I want to say, how you say that? Amityville?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's her top for me, but you know, there's some that should have been up there, but who knows? The Exorcist is number one. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I like that movie. It was very creepy.
So, out of all the movies, you see mostly of them. How many you didn't see?
Just probably like 3.
Yeah, I think it was 2 or 3 for me.
2 or 3,
So
yeah.
we mostly saw horror movies. We definitely are horror
fanatics. Yeah.
I love scary movies. I can't help it.
I love scary movies. I cannot get enough of them.
I just want to binge watch because I didn't see some of them in so long that I haven't even thought about like watching them again. I want to sit back and binge watch. I'm glad she did a list because I might binge watch this shit tomorrow.
If they got it on Netflix.
Yeah.
If
I hope they got it on Netflix. They might have it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Still got to pay for it. Other than that.
Alright guys, this is the end of this reaction. I'm Kellz.
I'm Sophia.
We the
Kellz
Kellz
Reaction
Journey.
Channel.
Also comment down below, what is your number one favorite horror movie?
Or your top 3.
Or your top 3, top 5, top 10. Let us know down below. Comment down below, let us know.
Alright.
Alright guys, y'all stay safe out there and happy Halloween. Woo.